Episode 037, the solo series. Hello, welcome to another episode of One Voice Can Change the World. I'm your host, Tina Bangel, and I'm thrilled that you're here for our last episode for the year. But it's going to set you up for 2020, so I'm glad you're here to listen. Now, this podcast episode was brought to you by SG Home Loans and also Learning Block Childcare Centres. Thank you so much for sponsoring our end of year concert. It was a huge success and the kids did so well. I also want to give a big shout out to our amazing HSC students. These are my students who did an amazing job during their HSC music exams, and they are Marion. Marion just was 1 point away from a band 6 and she did such an incredible job. I'm so proud of her. She worked so hard during the year and I'm really pleased with the grade that she achieved, and I'm sure she is too. A big shout out to Charisse, who also achieved a band 6 and she did a fantastic job. She actually scored 97 in her HSC music exam. And again, what an incredible result. She made it into the New South Wales Honour Roll, which the Honour Roll shows the top performers in the HSC within the New South Wales region. So really, really proud of her. And my last HSC student, Danielle, she also received a band 6 and she also made it in the Honour Roll. I don't know exactly the final mark she got, but she was getting 100% in a lot of her exams, and so I'm pretty sure she was up there with the best of them, definitely. So congratulations to Marianne, Charisse, and also Danielle. A huge congratulations for our Student of the Year 2019 as well, which went to Jared Lasaka, and Jared just did a fantastic job over the year and he was invited to perform at the Jones Sutherland Theatre because he won the Captivate singing competition vocal solo artist. He was the youngest to be able to sing at the event, and normally they choose year 12 students, but he was the only year 9 student that was invited to that, and he was able to sing a solo, which again, great job, Jared. And I'm really proud of my students. They've worked so hard this year and I'm looking forward to next year, 2020, a new decade that's about to start. So I thought it would be appropriate for us to talk about how you can plan your 2020 for success. So I'm really excited to share this with you. It's my new Thriving Singers Planner. So stay tuned because I'm going to share with you the PDF and also how you can use it to your advantage and make sure that 2020 is your year to shine. So listen up. Welcome to One Voice Can Change the World podcast. I'm your host, Tina Bangel, vocal coach and professional vocalist. In each episode, we bring you an inspiring person doing wonders in the music industry today. We hope to give you motivating messages to help you navigate towards your musical dreams. I'm so grateful you're here, and now let's give you something to sing about. Happy holidays to you. I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas holiday with your loved ones. And can you believe it? This is the last Sunday of the decade. I can't believe it. There's a few more days until 2020 and the start of a new decade. What a year it has been for me and my family. I hope you've had a great year. And as some of you know, I have recently had a major operation, and unfortunately this year has been a difficult one for me health-wise. I have had to stop my gigs and slow down with my teaching because I wasn't fit enough to sing, and I was quite fatigued by the end of the year to teach fully. So I had a few fibroids removed in my uterus, and for those of you who do not know what fibroids are, they're non-cancerous growths that grow inside the uterus or outside the uterus. And lucky for me, they weren't cancerous, and they found that out after the operation. So basically, that was the best Christmas present my family and I got this Christmas. So I'm really happy, and I'm really thankful for everybody who prayed for me and really got me through this tough time. Now, because the fibroid was so huge, it affected my breathing for singing, and also my iron levels were so low, and that's why I was so fatigued. I was craving things as if I was pregnant. So I was craving things like ice and eating eucalyptus lollies a lot, and my husband said to me, what's happening? Why are you craving and chewing on ice all the time? And we found out after visiting the doctor that because my iron levels were so low, some people crave for ice. And so I was eating ice by the bucket loads, and that was a sign that my iron levels were quite low. I was anemic and I needed to take iron tablets. So I basically had less energy and I was constantly fatigued. Even climbing up the stairs was giving me heart palpitations, and I'd always have some afternoon naps, and I was just so tired. Never in my life had I felt this way. So I'm so glad that I finally got my operation, and it was a 4-hour surgery, and I had 3 blood transfusions, and I completed my hysterectomy procedure, and they removed my uterus along with the fibroid growth. And sorry if this is a little bit too much information, but I really feel that it's important for ladies to know that this can happen to you. I really think that it's something that we don't really talk about, and I think it's important that we talk about it, because if you don't, some people do not know the effects of having and not monitoring your fibroids. And basically that's what happened to me. I just thought I was gaining weight. I didn't realize that the fibroid was growing, and I went on different diets. I went on things like, the isogenics. I lost weight, but then I still had this tummy. By November, I felt like I was pregnant. Like I'd walk past pregnant women in the shops and they would just smile at me as if to say, oh, you're pregnant too. I wonder how far you are in your pregnancy. But I basically felt like I was about to give birth, and my stomach was looking like I was pregnant as well. So, I tried my best to hide it. I would wear dresses and long sleeve clothes and dresses that were loose, and put scarves around myself, and I hid it really well until I couldn't hide it anymore. And I couldn't wear the scarves because here in Australia it started to become summertime and it was just too hot to wear scarves and jackets. So I just ended up wearing my dresses, and if people thought I was pregnant and gave me a seat, which was kind of them, I would just take it. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So anyway, I had the operation. I ended up having a vertical cut down. So it was a cut just above my belly button all the way down my stomach and to my bikini line. And now I have come to a place where I need to build up my singing voice and all the muscles in there again. And excuse me, because at the moment I'm still recovering. I'm 4 weeks post-op. It's been a struggle over the 4 weeks, and I just thought I would fit in one more episode to help myself get through to the next year. I wanted to set myself up for 2020, and hopefully it will help you as a singer and set you up as well, so we can get through this together. I wanted to build up my muscles again. I wanted to also build up my voice and nourish my body, and that's my aim for 2020 until the future. I want to really set up my body, set up my mind so I can be in tip-top condition, not only for the short term, but for the long term, because now that I am at the age where things are starting to, not work as well as it can be, this is crucial. This is a crucial time to just make sure that I'm treating my mind and my body well. And I hope this inspires you to do the same as well. One of my big goals this year is to release my children's book, but also in April, I'm also doing a gig with a lady called Sharon Canetta. I'm going to be singing backing vocals for her during her 40th celebration here in Sydney. Now, for those of you who do not know who she is, she's a Filipino singer and she's an actress. She's also a television host. She's known as one of the most prominent showbiz icons in the Philippines, and she's starred in box office hits and critically acclaimed films. And I'm just so grateful that I was asked to be part of her concert. Now, I know it's going to be hard work and, to build myself up for April. So I thought I would create this Thriving Singers Planner to help you get into shape as well as me. It's going to help us get into top shape as a singer and as an entrepreneur, because that's what we are. We are business people at the end of the day. You want to treat this music like a business and treat yourself as a brand, and also treat yourself well and look after yourself so that you can last for as long as Sharon has. So I've created this planner, and today's podcast will go through the different aspects of this planner, and you'll be able to download it for free. So it's going to be in the show notes and on my website. And I didn't want to overwhelm you with pages and pages of the planner. So what I've done is just given it to you as a weekly start. That way you can print it out on the Sunday, ready for the Monday, week 1. And I'll be keeping you updated via IG, Instagram. So you can make sure you follow my stories and we can keep each other accountable. So let's get started with the One Voice Thriving Singer Planner. It's 6 weeks of singing, moving, nourishing, and believing. Being a singer requires you to look after your voice, your body, mind, and spirit. So our first page requires you to chart down your week. Start with week 1 and the date. Now I want you to think of 3 goals. These goals are to be short-term goals. Choose something that you can achieve within the week, and also choose goals that are challenging. Now remember, small wins the race. Okay, the next part of it is your story. What story do you need to banish? This may take a while for you to realize what your story is. What have you been telling yourself? What excuse are you making? It could be something that you've been holding on to, and a story you've been holding on to for years, and you don't even realize that it's a whole lot of BS. It could be, oh, I'm too young, I'm too old, I can't do this because I look a certain way. Those are some of the stories that I used to tell myself. So another example would be, I don't have time to exercise. So I want you to banish those stories. If you don't have time to exercise, maybe start with something small and just go for maybe 15 minutes. Where in the day can you fit 15 minutes of exercise? Okay, so banish those stories. The next part is, how will I move my body? Movement gets the body and mind started. Physiology makes a huge difference. Now do me a favor, try slouching wherever you are. Notice how you feel and notice what's running through your mind. So try that now. Slouch, put your head down, close yourself up. It's really hard to breathe, right? And it feels very closed off. Now I want you to do the opposite. So now stand up. Get out of your chair, or if you're driving, kind of sit up. Now I want you to stand and put yourself in a power pose. okay? Not while you're driving. You might want to do this after you get out of the car. So you want to pose, you want to do the power pose like as if you're Wonder Woman. Try this pose for 2 minutes. So you've got your feet shoulder width apart, your hands on your hips, neck is long and you're tall and standing tall and straight, and you're kind of open with chest out. So notice the way you feel. It's quite different to the previous slouching position, right? The way you carry yourself will make a huge difference. If you start your day like this, or whenever you feel down, give yourself 2 minutes within the day and get up into your power pose and see what happens to you. You know, studies have shown that it helps with the good hormones, and it releases good hormones in your body. So, you know, it'll help set you up. Okay, the next part is how I'll nourish my body. How will I nourish my body? Maybe you've indulged yourself over the holidays. For me, I've had too much Christmas ham because my mum makes the best one. Now, I could feel the water retention within my body. So one of my focuses for now is to not add salt to my food and drink more water. So think about what you can do to nourish your body. What will you feed it? It's really, really important that, you know, we use food as medicine. Okay, the next one is what I will believe. Here you can write down your positive belief. What will that be? Maybe it's writing down what you visualize, you know, what you envision. Maybe you believe that you want to believe that you're healthy and fit, and so you write that down. What will I believe? I am healthy. I am confident. I am a confident singer on stage. I move my body with ease. And then down the bottom of that are just your notes. You know, maybe you have certain thoughts. Maybe you're not feeling 100%. I want you to write that down. Maybe you're feeling excited and hopeful. I want you to write down what you're feeling, or any notes that you feel like is important to you. Now the timetable. Each day you're going to write down what you plan to focus on. You can break it up into morning, afternoon, and evening. Now don't overwhelm yourself. The idea is to create little wins so you can keep moving forward each day and each week. In the timetable, you may like to write down, you know, what you're going to do for the week, whether you've got a vocal session, whether you've got a dance class, whether you've got a guitar lesson, things like that, or an acting lesson. You want to write that down in your timetable so you know what's ahead of you for the week. All right, so we're up to the daily planner. Now, you're going to have daily planners. You're going to have 7 days. So what you need to do is you need to add the date, circle the day, whether it's Monday to Sunday, and then fill out the number of the week. So is it week 1 all the way to week 6? Okay, so I suggest you print these pages out on the Sunday night, pin it to your wall where you can see it every day. So day 1, what will you focus on today? You can circle 1 or more depending on your schedule. So it could be breath work, performance, vocals, something that you particularly want to focus on. So for example, if it's breath work, this might include certain exercises for breathing. You can visit my free webinar, and that will be in the show notes as well. You can click on the link. It will take you to a page where you can choose a date and a time and listen to that webinar. There's a few breathing exercises. Also, there's also a really great visualization in there, and some more tips to help you become a more confident singer. Okay, and then performance. This might include watching YouTube footage of your favorite singer or artist so you can get inspiration from them. Then vocals can include vocal scales. you might like to strengthen your voice, or maybe you'd like to build up your vocal agility, work on your vocal licks, things like that. You might also include things that are creative. So if one of your goals is to go and maybe create a YouTube video with you and a guitarist and you singing, that could be part of your vocal, or it could be part of your performance. But it's really important to do something that's going to be exciting. You'll always think of something to create within that 6-week period. If you can create, the more that you can create, the better. But that'll be quite exciting if you can do that. All right, so the next part is exercise. What exercise have you planned today? Ideally, it should be 30 minutes of movement. So, as singers, I'm going to focus on later on. I'm just kind of taking it slowly at the moment because, as you can hear, my breathing isn't very good at the moment. I'm shallow breathing, and it's quite hard to breathe properly because of the stitches in my stomach. So I'm taking everything quite slowly. It depends on you. Do something that you enjoy and that you will keep up. So for me, I am taking short walks down my street. It's only very short. I'm also doing slow walks at the shops. So that's my exercise for this moment. But I would love to get back into yoga, maybe Pilates, and doing boxing sessions with my husband. So, that's something that I'd like to keep up and look towards. Now, nourish. This one is, planning the food that you're going to eat for the week and for the night before. This is really super handy. Sunday is normally the day when I prep my meals, and I get inspiration from Pinterest and bloggers that I like. One of my favorite bloggers for nutrition is Renata. It's nourishwithrenata.com. If you check her out, she's amazing inspiration in terms of eating healthy, meal prepping for the family if you don't have time. And she's really an inspiration because she juggles motherhood and her business and makes sure that she's in, top condition to nourish her body. And that includes exercise and also includes eating well and making sure that you're set up for success. I normally chop up my vegetables and fruit to save me from doing it within the week and have it stored in the fridge. I have my water in there and have ready-made hummus and cut up vegetables for snacks. And also nuts are quite handy. And Renata has this amazing roasted nut recipe, which is amazing. You're going to have to try that out. It's very healthy for you. And also I have a couple of boiled eggs ready just in case I'm kind of peckish and I need it for my snacks, and it's great. So as singers, we need to make sure that we are well hydrated. It's so important to drink 8 glasses of water a day, and make sure that, if you feel like you can't fit in 8 glasses of water, if you're eating 6 meals a day, then drink a water with your meal, and that gets rid of six glasses already, and then you just need to top up with 2. That's something that I normally do, and I also keep a jar of water in the fridge, and I normally put slices of lemon. If you don't like to drink plain water, I drink herbal teas or I add fruit to my drink, and that's quite easy to drink. Now, getting to sleep, depending on the phase of your life, you may get ample sleep or little sleep. So I guess it's up to you depending on how you feel in the morning. Some people are okay with 6 hours, others like 8 hours sleep. Tracking your sleep will help you to figure out what's good for you and how it will affect your day. I normally listen to evening meditations, and it helps me to sleep better, and also it helps me to wake up to having better intentions. I also start my mornings with a morning meditation. So what I do is I wake up at 6 a.m. I stay in bed and listen to a guided meditation, and that helps me set my day up. Now, things aren't always going to fall into place. So maybe you couldn't fit in a certain activity. You have to take time to notice, what activities you missed out on. Is it something that you really need to put in your day? Think about that. Because if it's something that isn't from your heart and you don't really want to do it, maybe it's okay to let it go. Maybe you can replace it with a better habit or a better activity that will suit you. So this planner is not designed to make you feel guilty. It's designed to open your mind to intention and inspire you to take little steps. Those steps are all going to add up and help you create that giant leap. Now, the last thing is affirmation. I have included some affirmations to help you feel positive. Say them out loud until you feel it in every part of your body and in every cell in your body. You want to believe it and you want to say it as if you really mean it. You can add the ones that I've given you, or you can make up your own. Now, the last page, this is all about celebration. What are the goals that you achieved? I want you to list them down, no matter how small they are. They might be the smallest thing, like drinking an extra glass of water, or maybe you did a breathing exercise and you did 2 seconds longer than before. Doing things like that, they're all little achievements. And what did you do well? What are the things that surprised you? Celebrate them. And then also look at what you can improve on for next week. What are the things that you think you can do better? Remember, nothing is failure. It's all learning. So I hope that this planner will be a fun way to start your new year, and you keep going with it. I know it's going to help me, so I'm sure it's going to help somebody out there. And what I want you to do is let's help each other be accountable for it. Let's start this on the new year. In the new year, the 1st of January 2020, let's keep each other accountable. Let's motivate each other and motivate others in the community, and tag me in your posts or stories. I want you to tag me at Tina Bangel on Instagram, and I'm also on Twitter. I'm also, on all the social medias. I'm Tina Bangel, and hashtag One Voice Be Heard, because that's what I want you to do this year. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And you can do it. There's nobody stopping you. It's only you that's stopping yourself. Get rid of those stories and move forward. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am so happy that you have listened to this episode all the way through. Make sure you message me and keep me posted on how you're going. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with one of my originals called Our Cafe, and it's all about what we've just talked about today. Looking after yourself, sharing your dreams, sharing your visions, and sharing your stories and your life with friends and family, and enjoying every moment with friends and family. So enjoy this song, Our Cafe, and I'll see you in 2020. Goodbye. Let's go to a cafe, pour some coffee to me.